Hey, I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team Riser Fall to talk about some Beasties Boomers, also known as MLB DFS for Monday, June 6th. Stick around, we're going to dig into the study hub, we're going to dig into the stacks tool, and before I get into my fave stack, just be mindful, there's only 6 games on today's slate, so it's ripe for the picking. Make sure when you get to the website, use promo code Beastie, tell them Beastie sent you, and you'll get all the amenities and $10 off your first month of premium services. Enough with the nonsense. Let's dig into the study hub, shall we? And here's the study hub in its full glory here, and welcome to Beasties Boomers, Monday, June 6th. It's 6/6/2022. Thank God it's not 6/6/6/6/6/6 across the board if you're into that kind of stuff. But let's talk about my favorite stack of the night here, and it has to do with the Arizona Diamondbacks playing in Cincinnati. And I know what you're going to say, because I've seen it too. It's not probable, but there might be a little bit of weather issues. Same thing with the Texas at Cleveland game, but as it stands right now, it's still early in the day. We'll see how things shake out. I'll give you a little secondary action too at the end of the video to make us all feel better. But as it stands right now, going to be 83 degrees at first pitch tonight, 6:40 in Cincinnati. The wind it's got to be on our radar. It's 13 miles an hour coming from right field, right to the back of the pitcher here. So we shall see how all the stuff shakes out. But as it stands now, I absolutely love Cincinnati. I mean, this game is going to be off the radar for a lot of folks because you get the likes of the Mets are in San Diego, Boston's playing the hapless Angels who have lost like 11 or 12 games in a row, and then Toronto is in Kansas City, and then Houston is on the docket today hosting the Seattle Mariners. So I think there's a little edge to be gained with Cincinnati. And as we look at this thing, we all know what Cincinnati can bring to the plate or lack thereof. Cincinnati, they've been kind of hot lately in terms of the scoring runs. I want to start with Joey Votto. You look at him going against Madison Bumgarner in the twilight of his career. But when we look at Joey Votto's ownership percentage, 3.1% to go along with his WOBA 308 against Bumgarner, you know what you're going to get there. And just a brief refresher, WOBA, when you look at it, average together to create the hard hitness of today's pitcher. And I guess if I'm not mistaken, anything over 200 is elite, or 300. Yeah, here it is right here. 320-ish is league average, while 400 plus is considered elite. So you can just scroll down here and look at everything the last season and what these Cincinnati batters are like against Madison Bumgarner here. And look at this. I know a lot of these guys are Arizona Diamondbacks, but you get the hint here. Look at Joey Votto, 308. His ISO just shy of 100. That's okay. No issue there. I want to talk about Nick Senzel briefly. We'll bring up Senzel on the DraftKings batter matchup. Let's just hone in on the Cincinnati team this time instead of being bothered with both teams, when I only care about the Cincinnati Reds. And we go down here. Look at Nick Senzel right there. We go all the way over. He's projected at first overall. Excuse me. Let me bring that back here. I know a lot of folks have grown tired of Nick Senzel, but when you go look at his ownership on DraftKings, 5.7%, big red dot, that is a red flag. So maybe we should skip the leadoff batter in Nick Senzel and we can go down right to Joey Votto. Would look to be batting second here. Let me bring up what I have here in the stacks tool while I get something going here in my notes that I can bring to you. What I was getting at is when you look at the stacks tool, and to be fair, it looks as if Brandon Drury will be in the 2-hole today, and I got a lot to say about him. But let's check in on the stacks tool while we're here, and you can see only 6 games. It's sweet, 12 teams, and look at Cincinnati right here, flying under the radar. You know what I mean? You got Arizona, you got Arizona at I don't think this is in any chronological order, but you could see the red and the green like it's Christmas here. When you go down to Cincinnati, look at their Fanduel average salary for the entire team, about $2,800 here, and they're projected at about 90. Let's just call it 91 total points here. And look at that in comparison to all the other teams: Cleveland 84, Texas 83. So you can see here. Look at this. Aside from Toronto and Arizona, Cincinnati is hanging tough here in terms of everything across the board. Their ownership percentage looks a little bit higher than I would have liked, or that I thought here. But I'm telling you, as the day progresses here, a lot of folks are going to be jumping ship on Cincinnati and Arizona because of the weather concerns. And if this one goes, I would expect Cincinnati's ownership percentage and some of these single batters like Drury, like Votto, to just plummet. You know what I mean? There's just no way that Joey Votto or Nick Senzel's ownership percentages sticks at 5 or 6%. Not on a slate today when you got a red hot Boston team, and even though the Los Angeles Angels stink, Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani still command a large amount of attention here. Let's go back and let's look at Brandon Drury briefly, shall we? No one ever cares about Brandon Drury, and all this dude does is hit. And when you look at him, let's go back to the Fanduel batter matchup, and we go down here. I know he's sitting around some here. I like when I talk about a player and I have to dig to find him, because that means, most people, they scroll and they leave it alone. They don't dig for the guy. And right here he is, right above right up under Ketel Marte. 6.9% ownership is Brandon Drury. Do I like that? Not really, but I'm telling you right now, as the day turns into the evening or before lock here, these ownership numbers are going to come down. And you see here, of all the players in this game, Dalton Varsho is at almost 6% in his tier, his value here. But I know we're talking about the Cincinnati Reds here. When you scroll over to Brandon Drury, here it is right now, WOBA over 300, ISO just shy of like $170 here. And Tyler Stevenson, as we move down the list, let's look at Tyler Stevenson on DraftKings here. Catcher, left-handed bat, looks to be batting third in the order. What I love about bad teams here, you get guys in great spots, great positions on a night-to-night basis that nobody's talking about them, and they just keep getting ABs in big spots, or just 4 for 4, 3 for 4, things along those lines. And look at Tyler Stevenson, ownership percentage 5.7%. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to just chalk that up to a lot of these kids, a lot of these guys. When you go down here, Albert Amora, almost 3% ownership. We know if this was like a 10 or 12 game main slate, this wouldn't even be a thing. Albert Amora would be like 0.5% owned here, but it's just it has to do with it being such a small slate. And let's go to FanDuel batter matchups briefly. I want to talk about Tommy Pham after the slap, after calling Mike Trout a crappy, a fantasy football commissioner. Look at Tommy Pham, 5.5% ownership percentage, big red flag, but you look at his tier, that's an A right there. Let's double back to the stacks tool, and I'll get you the heck out of here. When we look at all the way down here, swinging strike rate, very good. So we're going to get 4 or 5 batters in the Cincinnati lineup, low price tag, ownership percentage will be floating, mid-tier, but that's just a product of it being such a small slate here. And if you're degenerate like me, we're going to have 150, 250 lineups in here. So there's a lot to like about Cincinnati tonight. And when we scroll over, again, just be mindful, right, of the weather concerns here. And I don't know why this range of outcomes always draws me in. When you look at 15% here, Cincinnati, about 27% looks to be one of, if not the highest range of outcomes for this evening. Obviously, Arizona is right there, and Boston is right there. And while we're here, I'll just tell you right now, I firmly believe Cincinnati wins this one like 8-7, 6-7, something along those lines. So this game, to me, out of all the games on the slate, this one is fully stackable to me. And you can find my cores, which I'll add both teams in my cores here this evening at Team Rise or Fall. Let me bring in my face, and we'll get you the heck out of here. Thanks for being here once again. I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie. Let me know how you're doing so far this season. You can find me in the Discord, which is free, but there are a little bit of premium memberships here if that's what you're looking to do. When you decide, when you get there, use promo code Detroit Beastie, or just call it Beastie here, and you'll get $10 off your first month of premium services. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the support, and I'll see you back again the same time tomorrow on Tuesday, June 7th. Until I see you then, bye.